Starting in the standing position, we're going to inhale and bring our hands towards the ceiling and stretch up. On the exhale, bring your hands to your lower back and do a slight back bend to open up your chest just a little bit. Again, on an inhale, bring your hands back towards the ceiling and stretch forward with a flat back into a forward bend. Try to sandwich yourself as much as you can with your legs straight, but if you need to bend your legs, that's totally fine. We're going to also open up our collarbones by bending our left leg and reaching our right arm up towards the ceiling. Return to the center, bend your right leg, reach your left leg up towards the ceiling. Really feel that open up in your collarbones. And then slowly unroll yourself back up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. On the inhale, bring your hands back above your head and into a forward bend. Next, we're going to open up our shoulders by clasping our hands behind us while we're doing the forward bend. This is really great. I do this probably a couple of times a day. Just really breathe through it, and then on the exhale, when you're ready, just unclasp your hands and then go into a flat back and walk your way out to your downward dog. Try to reach your heels towards the mat. If you're not there yet, that's fine. Everyone starts somewhere. And then you're going to roll out to your plank pose. Make sure your wrists are under your shoulders, and we're going to do a tricep push-up halfway, and then breathe into your upward dog, and unroll back to your downward dog. Now we're going to stretch our hip with a right downward dog split, and we're going to engage our core by bringing our knee to our forehead, back to your downward dog split, and we're going to bring our knee to the outside of our right elbow, and return to your downward dog split, nice and high, and then bring your knee to the outside of your left elbow. And then we're going to go down to our lower lunge just by placing your right foot in between your hands. We're going to stretch our sides again with a twist, bend back as far as you can, roll your heel down, and we're going to open up the other side. You really want to bring your arm towards the wall in front of you. And then we're going to rest in a runner's pose, or runner stretch. So you just put your foot on the outside of the mat and just relax on your elbows. And then bring yourself back to downward dog however you can. We're going to go right into the other side by bringing your left leg up for downward dog split. If you have the availability in your stretch, you can bend your leg back behind you to stretch your hip even more. And we're going to bring a knee to our forehead, back to downward dog split, then bring the knee to the outside of your left elbow, back to your downward dog split, nice and high, and then your knee to your right elbow. And we're going to go back to the lower lunge. I'm going to reach your left arm up, and you can twist, try to look back as far as you can, maybe even see the wall behind you, and roll your heel down to stretch again towards the front of the room. And then we're going to rest again in runner stretch. And then when you're ready to release out of that, work your way back to downward dog. Again, we're going to roll out to our plank pose, and then lower yourself down. I went on my knees first, or you can lower it completely flat in a plank, and we're going to grab the insides of our ankles, and you're going to pull your chest back by pulling your legs up to the sky. You can either look up towards the ceiling or look out in front of you, and then release out of that by pulling your ankles towards your hips to release your quadriceps. And then you're going to push up out of that, back to your downward dog, and walk your hands back to your feet to do a forward stretch. And then you're going to slowly roll out of that one vertebrae at a time, reaching your arms up to the ceiling on a deep inhale, and on the exhale back to your forward bend. You're going to walk your way back out to your downward dog. Get a nice stretch here. And now we're going to test your balance. So put your right leg up in a downward dog split, go down to your lower lunge, and we're going to do a high lunge. So push your weight back towards your heel, stack your shoulders on top of your hips, and put your arms over your head. On an inhale, go up, exhale down, inhale, go up, exhale down, Inhale up, and then this time on the exhale, we're going to twist with your left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale up, and then you can release to your lower lunge, and then you're going to do a nice little stretch right here. Try to line up your hips with your right hip going back and your left hip going forward, and then go back to your downward dog split. I'm going to go right into the other side, left leg up for downward dog split. Nice and high, bring your left leg forward. And then start to move your weight back. Stack your shoulders on top of your hips. And on the inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. On this exhale, we're going to do right arm forward, left arm back. And then release to your lower lunge, and then this forward bending stretch again. The trick here is you want to get your forehead on your knee, and if you can't do that with your legs straight, it's totally fine to bend your front leg. You know, everyone starts somewhere. And then you're going back to your plank pose. You're going to lower yourself into your up dog, back to your downward dog. And then we're going to do downward dog on our elbows, which is really good for your shoulders. Try to hold that. And then we'll just lower into our child's pose and take a few breaths here.